Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness, the YouTube channel. We have a situation in our hands. It's a very serious situation. As we speak, over 496 million US dollars paid actually by the federal government to an Indian firm in the last dispensation. I'm talking about President Muhammad Buhari dispensation, and the fact that they're still paying workers annually in tunes of billions of naira. And these workers and this company is no more in existence. And unfortunately, should I say fortunately, it's the sector of the economy that Nigerians have been hopeful that will be getting money from, talking about the ore, the steel. You're going to get information about that. How the president, the government of the day are now moving in to close that leakage. And the question is, are we going to recover back that amount of money? We have been borrowing everywhere. And of course, in another news, you're going to see a video of what is going on in Southeast right now. As senators also have tried to speak on it, it's worrisome. Just a few hours ago, the verdict of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was passed, and the lawyers are going back to the drawing board to see how they can salvage the situation. Let's find out how much we're talking about here when it comes to the issue of monies. These guys are moving out of the economy every day, even till now that there's so much hardship. How the government of the day intend to curb it, and what the senators in the House are telling the government to do right now in Southeast. Igbos are really going through a lot. Now, before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the right subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Now, the National Assembly is set to probe a 496 million US dollars paid by the federal government to an Indian firm which failed to revitalize the Itakpa Iron Ore Company after 3 years. Now, this came up at a joint committee on steel development of the National Assembly yesterday. The Global Infrastructure Holding Limited, GIHL, took over the National Iron Ore Mining Company, that's Nyomoko, Itakpa, Kogi State in 1916. Sorry, I take that again. In 2016. And got its agreement terminated in 2019. Due to non-performance, now the GIHL dragged the federal government to court for breach of contract, and it was awarded damages to the tune of 496 million US dollars, which has already been paid. Now, the failed concession agreement came to the fore on Thursday when the Minister of Steel Development, Shaibu Abubakar Audu, led the official of his ministry to the National Assembly to defend the 2024 budget. Now, Audu told the panel that the concession was terminated because the concessor was not living up to the expectations. He said that the firm was supposed to be producing iron ore and transfer it to Ajaokuta for steel development, but it was busy exporting the commodity. Abba, and we still paid them. Oh God. Now, before the exit of this last administration, the federal government went through litigation and settlement was reached. Now, the federal government paid 496 million US dollars to this Indian firm for breach of agreement. They are getting ore from Nigeria. The agreement was for them to get the ore from Nigeria, give it to the ajaokuta steel for production. But they got the ore from Nigeria. After getting agreement, they got ore from Nigeria and now exported it to their own country. And we still paid them for breaching our own contract. Something is wrong. Cabal are involved. And this happened in the last dispensation. Let's continue to find out what happened in the long run. And the federal government paid this 496 million US dollars to the Indian firm for breach of agreement. He, however, said that President Bola Tinubu had asked him to revive 2 steel firms in Itakpa and Ajaokuta. Audu said that historically, iron ore used to be produced in Itakpa. They had a lot of staff that were producing the iron ore. Some of the producing lines in Ajaokuta were also working. We are still paying the staff there because the agreement has been terminated. You are paying staff that is not working. Nigeria, my country. Now, Audu's submission infuriated a member of the committee, Senator Natasha Okpote, who queried the rationale for paying 1.5 billion naira annually to the staff of a firm that has been consensual. Abba, Nigeria. Now, Okpote went further to also wondered why the termination of the agreement was done in a private. was done in private without the public being aware of it. They did all this termination in private. It's still jackpot with that kind of money. Oh God. She asked whether there was penalty for the breach of agreement by the Indian firm because it was on the wrong side of the law. She demanded details of the litigation and urged the committee to probe the entire consensual deal. The Indian firm, she said, and I quote, said the Indian firm cannot perform, they still deny Nigerians access to the iron ore company for 3 years. Instead of them being penalized for depriving Nigeria its social and economic growth, we compensated them further by paying them $469 million. This committee would like to see the court papers that penalize Nigeria. Mr. Chairman of the committee, let us concentrate on the budget defense now and organize a public hearing on it later. This is because we cannot continue to enrich some people at the detriment of our dear country. Officials of the ministry who accompanied the minister to the budget defense session also confirmed that the salaries of the workers at the firms amounting to about 1.5 billion naira annually were being paid by the federal government during the 3 years of the concession. That was last dispensation. Oh. Hey, baby. Now, the co-chairman of the chairman, Dr. Zainab Giba, agreed with the submission of Akpati. The committee therefore resolved to hold a public hearing to probe the concession agreement at a later date. Now, this is APC to APC. They don't want to shout too much. This is just infinitesimal, very minute. In fact, almost to infinity level. Very minute of the discovery of the level of fraud going on, and they're still paying till now. This one, they had to just open up. Wait, they're in the wrong. We gave them license to operate. We pay your staff. Just produce the ore for us in the country and send it to Ajaokuta for onward production of our steel. But you produce the ore in the country, transported it to India, your country. And when you now terminated the agreement, you now went to court and concession done in private. Nigeria now paid you $496 million in US dollars. After that, we're still paying your workers 3 years after for not producing anything. 1.5 billion naira annually. What level of nonsense is this? And it's still going on. And the reason why they are probing this is because they have put the committee in different sections. If it was other committee before now, of course they knew about it, they will see it, they will off eye. That means this money is in the hands of few individuals. Few individuals are rich at the expense of the whole country. See, I wished honestly that an opposition took over from this dispensation. So we begin to call out the ills. And there's nothing like imprisoning them is not fair. It's wickedness to even Nigerians. Recover all the looted money, even if it is in houses, in stock exchange. Please liquidate all and return it back to Nigerian coffer. But it can't happen really because it's APC handed over to APC. Who is going to probe who? It's just because some senators who are probably from this opposition side have decided to look into this matter. That's just it. And let's hope that, this one is a subcommittee talking. This is a subcommittee. Probably wanted to get to the Senate president. I don't know how to prefer, but I do know one thing is certain. This is Tinubu's tenor, not Buhari's tenor. Let's see how it fails that. That's going to wrap it up. Let's put in our comment section what's your take. Have a nice time. God bless you.